Okay, section 1.5, we're going to talk about special angle pairs and their relationships, and you're going to be able to find angle measures. Now, a lot of these we've talked about in the vocabulary, so I'm just going to quickly hit these guys, not too long on them. But again, remember, adjacent angles are two coplanar angles with a common side, a common vertex, and no common interior points. And they show you a picture here. Again, these are in your notes. I'll show you a picture of two possible adjacent angles. Okay. One of the things you might want to add in here, they cannot be overlapping. Okay, they cannot overlap. If they overlap, they're not adjacent angles. Because you'll notice, again, it says here, no common interior points. So they don't have any points on the inside of their angles that they share. If they do, then sorry, they're not adjacent angles. Vertical angles are two angles whose sides are opposite rays. So again, as you're looking at this, sides are opposite rays. This is a side, and this is a side. These guys are opposite rays. They form a straight line. And these guys are opposite rays, and they form a straight line. 1 and 2 are verticals, and 3 and 4 are verticals. Again, think right across from each other when you think vertical angles. Complementary angles are two angles whose measures have the sum of 90 degrees. Again, each angle is called the complement of the other. All right, so two angles that add up to be 90 degrees are complementary. Supplementary angles are two angles whose measures have a sum of 180. Each angle is called the supplement of the other. So again, like I said, two angles that add up, that's what the sum means. Okay, in both of these cases, sum, two angles that add up to 180 degrees, they are supplementary of each other. Okay, they are supplementary. So let's take a look here at some examples. All right, it says here, use the diagram at the right. Is the statement true? And then be able to explain. Okay, it says here, angle BFD and angle CFD are adjacent angles. So let's outline these again. I'm going to put BFD is going to be in the yellow. So angle BFD is right here, B to F to D. So you can see that in the yellow highlight. Okay, and then we're going to put CFD in the red. So CFD, C to F to D. All right, it says here that those are adjacent angles. Okay, well, let's test this. If I draw a point in the middle of one of the angles, for example, right here, is that in the middle of both? Is that in the inside of both angles? And in this case, that dot is on the inside of CFD, and it's on the inside of BFD. Are these adjacent angles? No, they are not. This is a case of overlapping. These are not adjacent. So in this case, this would be false, because they share a common inside point. They cannot share a common inside point. Okay. All right, let's take a look here now at number 2. And it says here, angle AFB and angle EFD are vertical angles. Okay, so let's look here. Again, I'm going to put AFB in the yellow. So AFB right here, AFB is that angle right there. And then I'm going to put EFD in the red. EFD right there in the red. Okay, so you see the two highlights. Are these vertical angles? Well, if you remember, vertical angles have to have two pairs of opposite rays. I go from F to A and F to D. Those are opposite rays. They form a straight line. We're good there. How about FB and FE? Are those opposite rays? Do they form a straight line? They do not. So because of that, this is also false. They are not vertical angles. Okay? They are not vertical angles. Okay, so now let's take a look at the third question. It says angle AFE and angle BFC are complementary. Okay, so I'm going to put AFE in the yellow again. AFE right here. There's AFE. And then BFC are complementary. So these two angles are complementary. Okay, now in order for them to be complementary, you remember the two angles have to add up to be 90 degrees. So I have for AFE, it's 62 degrees. And if I add that to BFC, which is 28 degrees, that does give me 90 degrees. This is true. Those two angles are complementary. They add up to be 90 degrees. Okay, so now let's take a look at the next question. Letter A here. It says use the diagram. Is the statement true? Explain. All right, it says angle AFE. So again, we'll highlight that guy in yellow. And angle CFD we'll put in red. So in yellow, AFE, that's this guy right here. Outline that angle, AFE. And then CFD, which is right here, it says those are vertical. Well, if they're vertical, I have to have two pairs of opposite rays. So let's start here. We'll start in the middle. We'll go FC and FE. Well, those are opposite rays because those form a straight line there. Perfect. And then FA, and then FA and FD. Well, those are opposite rays, and those form a straight line. So this is true. Those are vertical angles. Okay, those are vertical angles. All right, next one we're looking at. All right, next one we're looking at is BFC. Put that in the yellow, and then we're going to put DFE in the red. Whoops. Put the DFE in the red. There we go. All right, so BFC, that's this guy right here. Help you see it a little bit better. And then DFE is this guy. And it says that they are supplementary. So in other words, they have to add up to 180 degrees. Well, I got 118 and I have 28. Well, sorry, that is not 180 degrees. That ends up being 146 degrees. So this guy is false. Okay, that guy is false. All right, and then let's take a look at the last one now. Last one says angle BFD and angle BFD we'll put in yellow. We're going to put AFB in red. Let's see here. BFD. Let's put that guy. BFD is this angle. Right there. And then AFB we're going to put in the red. AFB. And it says that these two angles are adjacent. Okay, so first of all, let's test this. BFD, there's a point inside of BFD. Is that point inside AFB? So is it inside of this angle? No, it's not. Okay, well, let's test another one. Let's go with this dot. Let's put a dot inside of AFB. Is that dot inside of BFD over here? No. Well, do they share a common side? They sure do. They share ray BF. That's their common side. So that is true. These guys are adjacent angles. True. Because they don't have a common interior point and they share one common side in the middle. Okay, so now you should be able to complete the examples below on your class Kick.